Jordan Emily here, and welcome back to another tutorial. I'm really excited for this one because even though I'm really sad that summer's ending, I love summer, it's probably one of my favorite seasons. I'm super excited for the winter and fall aesthetic because we get to bring back the dark lipstick, the dark eyeshadows, a little bit more full glam, not really super dewy and clean girl. For this tutorial today, I wanted to do more of a brown, toasty, red lip fall look to really get us excited for this upcoming fall aesthetic. So always how I like to start off my tutorials is skin prep, because skin prep is just so important, especially if you're like me, you got some redness, you have some texture. So I already got some moisturizer on, and for primers, I'm going in with the Refy Blur and Hydrate Primer. We're going to be filling in my eyebrows with the Anastasia Brow Wiz. This is in the color medium brown. Got my eyebrows fixed a little bit better, at least this little end right there. Now I'm just going to be taking some brow gel just to really hold in those brow hairs. So I'm using the NYX Brow Glue. After we got our eyebrows done, I really like using an eyeshadow primer just because I have more oily eyelids, so concealer isn't enough for my eyes. So I love using the Urban Decay eyeshadow primer. Now we're gonna get into the fun part. I'm gonna line my eyelids with some concealer because I really want this eyeshadow to pop. I'm using the Wet&Wild Incognito Concealer. All right, we got a nice, good, even base for our eyes. Now we're moving on to eyeshadow. Just using one eyeshadow palette. I'm using the Faced Just Peachy Matte. This is one of my favorite palettes because look how pretty these colors are. So grabbing a nice, good, fluffy brush, I'm just gonna go into this like nice little pink shade, and I'm gonna dust that all on my lid. With that same brush, we're gonna start off with our transition shade. For transition, I think I'm just gonna go in with this like tan peach color. It's called Peach Tea. So cute. And I'm just gonna place this on the outer corner of my eye. One color, done. This is our transition shade. So I'm gonna switch my brush because this is gonna be too big. I'm gonna go in with still fluffy, but it's a little bit smaller size comparison. I'm going in with my second shade, which I'm gonna use this more darker brown color right here. It's called Peach Tart. And I'm just gonna place that on my eye, kind of in the same area, but I'm not gonna go all the way up because I want this to be a smooth transition. Getting darker. Okay, switching brushes one last time. We're gonna go in a little bit darker. We're gonna go in with this really, really dark brown shade. It's called Chocolate Dipped. Super dense brush. Same place that we've been placing it, but even closer to our lash line. Okay, honestly, blending is like the longest part. Since I do want this to be more of a matte eyeshadow look, I'm just gonna be taking the two lighter shades, packing them onto a really flat brush, and then I'm just gonna pack it onto the center of my eye where I didn't put any of the dark colors. I really like having a really thick lash line, so I'm gonna line my lash line with a brown eyeliner. This is the one from Kat Von D. It's her tattoo liner. Okay, now we're gonna curl our lashes, and then I always like to add in a little tiny half lash. That's totally optional. If you wanna do mascara, go for it. I'm a big fan of lashes, so I'm gonna put on a little tiny one. Popped on those nice lashes. Now I'm just gonna do a little coat of mascara. I'm using the Benefit Bounce Mascara. I feel like those lashes just really changed the game. So I love our little nice brown soft glam eye makeup look. So let's get into some foundation. Then I also got a sample of the new MakeupbyMario, his new Surreal Skin Foundation. I need a brush. What happened to my brush? So I'm gonna take a little bit onto my brush. I'm gonna apply. Look at that coverage. That's awesome. I like I love a good matte foundation. Now, we're gonna start concealing the dark circles I just gave myself. I'm gonna use the same concealer I used earlier, covering those bitches. We got a nice, lifeless, even base. Now we're gonna put some color back into it. I'm gonna start off with some contour first, using the Charlotte Tilbury contour wand in her color Fair. We're not pale and lifeless anymore. Look at that! For my blush color, I really wanted to do something a little bit more darker and kind of like a mauve color. I'm using the Patrick Ta She Goes to the Gym. I love a good cream product, so I'm just gonna take my finger, get all in there. After we got all of our cream products down, now we're gonna set our makeup. I love using more of a loose powder, setting powder, so I'm taking the MakeupbyMario setting powder. If I feel like I want a little bit more color on my face, then I'm gonna touch up my bronzer and my blushes with some powder. And then I'm gonna take some bronzer from this e.l.f. palette. Now, before we move on to lips, I am gonna finish up with my eye makeup. I love doing a little bit on my bottom lash line. I'm actually gonna take two eyeliners, both from Urban Decay. One is her beige flag. This is gonna go in my waterline, and then her other color is Demolition. This is gonna go kind of on the outside. Just threw on a little mascara on my bottom lashes. I'm showing, I forgot highlighter. I'm gonna be using the Anastasia Glow Kits. This is her Moonchild one. I'm also gonna do a little bit on the inner corners of my eye. All right, now we're moving on to lip. Red lipstick can either make or break your look, and sometimes it can be very complicated if you don't know how to layer it properly. For my red lipstick, I'm using two things. A lip liner. This is gonna help prevent your matte lipstick from bleeding and moving everywhere, and it'll also help create more of a dimension. And then I'm using a matte lipstick because I don't want it to move. Taking a brown or a brown nudish lip liner, I'm using the Anastasia Deep Taupe lip liner. I like to kind of overline a little bit. We got those all nice and lined. I'm gonna be taking the Fenty Beauty Velvet Liquid Matte Lipstick in the color Fireproof. I don't know why I said it like that. I just anytime I hear that, I just think boom, boom, firepower. And apply that kind of on the inside of my lip. And then I'm gonna start rubbing my lips together. This is gonna help kind of spread the product evenly. Red lipstick is all about patience, and it's all about using your product effectively. Like when I took this out of the tube, I didn't just take a whole glob of product. I actually wiped it on the side of this tube right here because red is pigmented. It will get everywhere. After I kind of get a good amount of product, I don't want to put any more. But to blend it a little bit, I'm just gonna take a flat brush like this, kind of buff it out. That's how I like to do my red lips. After we're all happy with our makeup, now it's time to set it so it doesn't go anywhere. I always love a dual method setting spray, one to hydrate, one to set. Hydrating, I'm using the Rare Beauty Always an Optimist setting spray. And then to set and mattify, I'm using the classic One Size Until Dawn. And there you guys are. That's my favorite fall time look to do, featuring a statement red lip. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button, and I will see you guys all in the next video. Bye!